It is so frustrating because I self-sabotage so much despite knowing better. You would think that after years right now of doing personal development and deep introspection that I would finally figure out how to not sabotage myself towards my goals, but I keep repeating the same mistakes. I don't understand why I do it. How do I prevent it? Those are all questions I'm asking myself because I am sick and tired of making the same mistakes. For example, if you know me, you know I want to be an entrepreneur. And currently I'm a professional soccer player, but I have this dream beyond soccer that I want to own my own business. I want to create a movement. I want to impact people. My life is not over when my soccer career is over. But I want to start preparing right now for my career after sports because we never know how a career as a professional athlete goes. It can really be unpredictable when you retire. So preparing in advance. That is requiring me to do a lot of things that are outside of my comfort zone, but that are extremely rewarding in the long term. So those are things that require a lot of delaying gratification, which, as you know, if you're on your self-improvement journey, delaying gratification is not easy. But it's worth it, and that's why I do it. But every time I make progress, every time I'm on momentum, every time I see results, I self-sabotage. I don't understand why I keep doing it over and over again. And right now in my life, the way that I self-sabotage is with boys, men. Every time I'm single, I tend to want to start dating again. And it's not that dating is bad, but it can be a distraction if you are not mindful about it. And right now there's a guy in my life and he is actually so great. Okay. I'm going to light up a little bit because he's actually such a good person, probably the best guy I've ever dated so far. And it's very difficult when you start seeing someone new to set boundaries, to not get wrapped up in the texting and the FaceTime and the going on dates, going to bed late. It really is a disruption to your life. And I want to ride that wave because I can see his potential. I can see that it's going somewhere. I like who he is right now. So I want to invest in that. But there's another part of me that knows that I am kind of distracting myself. And there's a fine line between him supporting me towards my goals in terms of me finding the right partner in the long term, in terms of me healing my past trauma from previous relationships. But with the line of him being a distraction and a way for me to like escape the hardship of locking in, of focusing on my goals, of putting in late night work shifts, you know? So I'm trying to balance this right now. That is just one example of how I sabotage naturally. I distract myself with dating. I do other self-sabotaging behaviors like with food or other things that I don't want to talk about right now. But why do I keep doing it? Okay, that's the question, because I'm aware that I'm doing it over and over again. It's been years since I've wanted to start my business, that I've wanted to create something bigger. I have so many projects, but I'm not advancing because every time I make small steps forwards, I'm making tons of steps backward. So frustrating. So like any problem I have in my life, I start journaling about it and I'm like, okay, what am I missing here? Because it's been years since I've been wanting to start my business and I've been making the same mistakes. So what is this new perspective shift that I need to do? And it's funny because a lot of you that follow me for a while, you believe in me, which is so awesome. You believe in me. And I still believe in myself, but I'm like, oh my God, can I like snap out of it and make faster progress because I'm holding myself back right now? But I know that you probably do believe in me because I'm a professional athlete. And to be a pro athlete, you need to be disciplined. You need to make sacrifices. You need to focus on goals. So it sounds like naturally I would have the qualities to be an entrepreneur. It sounds like I would have an advantage, right? But here's the thing. Entrepreneurship is quite literally the opposite of being an athlete. Because when you're being an athlete, you have such a structured environment, a clear path, a schedule, you have a support, you have tons of resources, you have external accountability. You also have a whole team and ecosystem to surround you. You have fans that boost you. You have immediate feedback from results. Those are all things that you don't have when you start a business by yourself. When you want to become an entrepreneur, You don't have structured times to do things because it's on your own. You don't have external accountability. It has to come from you. No one's telling you to do this. No one's forcing you to be an entrepreneur. You're doing most of everything alone. You don't even know what you're doing because you don't have the feedback and the resources around you to help you. You also have a very unclear path. You have no scoreboard that's telling you how you're doing. It has to be self-driven, and everything that you do kind of gives invisible progress. You don't really know if it's working yet because it's the long-term game. So entrepreneurship is literally the opposite of being an athlete. So already just coming to this realization was huge for me because I'm already giving myself more grace, realizing that, okay, it's supposed to be hard, because I thought to myself that it should be easy because I know what it's like to be disciplined and all that, but I realized that that's a totally different game than entrepreneurship. So you're probably like me. If you want to be an entrepreneur, start a business, have a side hustle, just make extra money, that will require a lot of internal accountability and a lot of banking on yourself. And my solution to this is to go through a whole identity recalibration and try to find solutions that's going to help me become an entrepreneur by design and not by just wishing I will become one because I know I have what it takes. But I have to be a little bit more strategic about it. And I hope that my insights will help you with your journey. So number one, I have to realize that I need to shift my identity from Bianca the athlete that's trying to have a business to I am an entrepreneur. I am a business owner. I am someone that does it all, because a part of me is sabotaging me because I know that that's not my full-time job. Because I have a secure job as a pro athlete, I don't feel this sense of urgency to do the entrepreneurship side because it's not something that I need in my life right now. It's not something that will make me survive or help me pay rent. So you're probably in the same boat right now. You probably already have a job and you want to be an entrepreneur maybe one day or make more money, but you're still comfortable if that doesn't happen. So you have to first start thinking, instead of being, I am this person and I am doing kind of on the side entrepreneurship, it's like, no, you are already an entrepreneur. How does the entrepreneur act? How would they wake up? How would they behave throughout the day? What habits would they have? What would they say no to? You have to act like you're already the entrepreneur and then shape your life around that identity. Second, I noticed that I sabotage because I don't have any structure for my entrepreneurial journey. I have a lot of structure with my soccer journey, but outside of soccer, I have too much freedom, and I have a lot of time right now because I am in off season. So too much freedom leads to too much emotional chaos and too much time to procrastinate. And I don't know if you've heard of Parkinson's law, but Parkinson's law is basically you will take the amount of time that you allow yourself to do something. So if you give yourself 5 hours to do something, you will take those 5 hours. But if you say, okay, I'm doing it in 2 hours, you can find a way to make it in 2. So right now I have so much free time that I'm like, okay, I can take so long to do something, but what I have to do instead is to create deadlines, to create specific dates where I have to show up, like meetings, to sign up for things that I can't pull back from. It's like I need to commit to certain things and create accountability for myself because I don't have that naturally in this unstructured schedule. A third reason why I sabotage is because I don't have a scoreboard. When I play soccer, I know that I'm doing well if I'm winning or if I'm losing. And after every game, we can analyze what we're doing. There's a lot of feedback that we get from performance. But here, I can do something and I'm not really sure if it's doing well because the game of entrepreneurship is so long that the results will come very small and you won't really see the feedback right away. So a lot of the feedback is very invisible. A lot of the rewards are extremely delayed, and that can make it so much harder. And I sabotage because I don't get the results, I don't get the reward, I don't get the feedback, so I feel like I'm not doing anything that's worth it. But I have to forget about that. I have to remind myself that the people that quit and don't make it in entrepreneurship are the people that quit because they don't see results. Right now, if you're doing something and you don't feel like it's not working, but you don't know if it is working, it's probably working. You just haven't seen the results yet. If you were doing something and you were getting negative feedback and you were getting a lot of harm in your life in result to that, you would know that you need to switch something and do something different. But if you are doing things that you know are aligned with your vision, that you are putting the content out there, that you are putting quality, that you are improving how you are approaching your business, you just have to trust the process that over time it's going to give you the results that you're looking for. But you cannot quit. That's something I need to remind myself. I cannot fall back and not care about my business just because I'm not seeing any results. I have to keep going. Another reason why I sabotage is because I don't have a primary commitment to something. I have so many different ideas, so many different projects. I don't really know which road to take. I have so many different opportunities. There are so many things I'm passionate about, and it's really hard for me to pick something. But not making any decision is the only wrong decision. I just have to pick something. So if it's you and you have tons of different ideas, you literally just have to pick one thing. Pick one thing that you're going to commit to. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't work, well, you'll know that it doesn't work and then you can move on to the next thing. But if you spend years like me that has so many ideas and dabbles itself in so many different things, you're not going to make any progress in anything and you're not going to get feedback and you're not going to know what works for you. So that's why me now, almost 5 years later, before I started getting the idea of starting a business, I have still not made that much progress because every time I would start something, I would shift to something new. And then I would never get real feedback. And now I'm still working on things that I was working on 2-3 years ago. It's crazy. I could have just committed to it early and then know if it's meant for me. This is one of the things that frustrates me the most. I remember starting a private community idea in 2021, and I started like this website. I was super excited about it, and it never launched because I got distracted by the next shiny object, the next idea, and I had some fears blocking me, and I didn't really know that back then, but holy shit, can I just commit to something and see where it takes me? Nothing I will do will ruin me forever because I know my intentions. I know that I want to create a better place in the world. The worst thing that can happen is do something that sucks and then I get feedback from that. I know I'm not going to harm anyone. I know that I'm out there to do good, so there's nothing to worry about. And then the last thing that I can think of that makes me sabotage is that I don't trust that version of me that is required to live that type of life. So, for example, I don't trust that I can be that entrepreneur version of myself because it's almost very scary to think of the responsibilities that come with that, and I don't know if I can take them. But that, again, is your fears driving you. That's your lizard brain. It's normal that I need the reps, the experience, and the growth to feel confident. Confidence is something that you earn over time by doing things. So anyone that became an entrepreneur from not being an entrepreneur before has had to go through this uncomfortable moment of learning how to be a better version of themselves into that world. And it starts with baby steps. You know, even me becoming a professional athlete, I didn't go from being recreational to a professional athlete. I was playing rec soccer, then I went to a different team that was a bit bigger, and then I had a different role, and then I had my first year where I was a captain, and then I went to college in the US, and then I got drafted to become a pro, and then gradually I became more and more confident about my abilities in soccer and what I could do and what I could achieve because I have done the reps, I have gotten the experience, I have gotten feedback, I have failed, I have learned, and I realized that no matter what happens in life, even though I fail, I can always learn, bounce back, and get better. So in entrepreneurship, it's the same thing. Whatever you do, you will fail, but the important part is to be resilient and start again. That's what most successful business owners are. They have failed many times before finding success. So this video was about self-sabotage, and I was giving you the reasons why I self-sabotage. But the real homework is for you to go through your own life and why do you keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again? Why do you keep doing that? And you probably need to look at your identity and how you view yourself and how uncomfortable it is for you to really truly embody that newer version that's required from you to achieve your goals. So for me, it's to set more boundaries. It's to have more structures. It's to learn to say no to see the guy that I want to see, or to make commitments that I will follow through, set up meetings with people, accept more clients in my one-on-one coaching. And if that's something that you want, you have to let me know, because I'm just now starting to open new spots and it's going to be very limited. So the people that come to me in private DMs or find a way to reach me are usually the people that I will prioritize, because that shows me that you want to commit and want to do it. I don't even have a page for you to sign up. It's the people that actually reach out to me, bug me, and tell me, hey, I really want to have a one-on-one coaching with you. I will actually say yes. Okay, just a little insight there. But it's to do all these type of things, all these sacrifices, it's not even sacrifice, it's these commitments to my higher self, because I am not happy living at the lowest vibration of myself. I am not happy living as Bianca 1.0. I want to be Bianca 2.0, that version that is the entrepreneur. And whatever I have to sacrifice to become that, it's not really a sacrifice, because I want to become that. So I have to let go of all those fears of things that are holding me back. And that is something that could be another type of video, because really what's holding you back is fears, like, why are you so afraid of like old identity of yours and to step into that new identity? There are so many different types of fears that could be holding you back, and identifying that can really be a breakthrough in your change, in your transformation. Because deep down, me and you are both high performers, are ambitious, are visionary. We are self-aware. We know we can be driven. So it's not about us being lazy. It's really about experiencing these blocks that are holding us back. Like, what is it? Because we know we have what it takes. We know we are meant for more, that we're special, that we can make an impact. So there are things that are holding you back, and you have to identify that for you to move forward, because that dream of yours was given to you for a reason, and it's unique to you because it's meant for you. And you can achieve that because it's been put in your heart for a reason. It's there because it's meant for you, okay? Remember that. So you're not lazy. You're not someone that doesn't have what it takes. You're not meant to settle for average. You are meant to achieve those dreams. So you need to take responsibility of your life and do what needs to be done for you to reach that next level for yourself. So this was the pep talk I needed for myself, but you got to experience how I go about my life, how I go about my journaling, how I go about my self introspection, and how I try to grow as a person. So I hope that my process is helping you somehow navigate your life and your personal growth. So if you feel very alone in all of this, you can always join my private community. It's free. It's the first link in my description. It's where like-minded people support each other in our goals and personal growth. And we occasionally do some challenges to accelerate that growth. So hope I see you there. And on this note, I will see you super soon in a new video. I love you so much. Mwah.